Welcome back. A little bit of technical difficulties, but Trajan Lee got the first out via strikeout as Freeman grounds out to the shortstop Adrian Lopez. So 2 up, 2 down for Trajan Lee. A much better start than what he had in his last outing.
Yeah, he looks confident on the bump. This is now his third appearance of the young season. And it helps, having a player that you're familiar with behind the dish, and Nick Lazara, obviously teammates at Trinity University. And it's something that Nick Lazara has talked about this season in terms of having Trajan Lee on the bump. I'm playing with Trajan. It's honestly a dream. It's just so cool because we drove here together. I love every moment of it. Now they get another appearance together here.
There's no stream up. I don't see a stream up. Oh, there it is. Trajan Lee, 0-1. Check swing, he went around. That's Dylan Lena, the second baseman from Golden West College. 0-for-3 last game with a walk.
Lena, incredibly dangerous player, though.
As he swings and a miss, strike 3. Trajan Lee goes 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts. Well, it's at the top of the second inning. Evan Davis, Adam Beck, Saints baseball. Welcome you back to the top half of the second inning. Leading off for the Arroyo Seco Saints, the shortstop Adrian Lopez. Last game 1-for-4 with a strikeout and a walk, batting .333 on the season. Talked about how he announced his commitment to USC a few days ago from Cal State Long Beach. It's the first pitch swinging, strike 1.
And Saturday wasn't his day. It just wasn't top to bottom. 1-for-4, you mentioned that. Had a run, walked, struck out, stole a base. But defensively made a couple of errors over there at shortstop. Bad throws across the diamond to Joey Donnelly. And he's a big bat in this lineup. Really need him playing confidently. And it's been kind of this feeling throughout the season where it's a game on, game off, game on, game off with him. You mentioned, a couple games ago against the Crawdads, 0-for-5, 3 strikeouts. A game later, he's the offensive player of the game with 3-for-5 day, a double, a triple, and 2 RBIs against the Riptide. Just needs to find some consistency right now.
The 1-1. That one's connected on. We'll go between second and short. Lena calls it off. And that one into his gloves. Out number 1.
And speaking of finding consistency and trying to find something this year, Nick Lazara, definitely one of those guys in this lineup who you feel like is just a big at-bat away from kind of cracking into things. Only 1-for-10 on the year, batting 100, but the on-base percentage of .250, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. In his last appearance against the Riptide, didn't play against the Foresters on Saturday, went 0-for-4 with a strikeout.
The battery with Trajan Lee as the first pitch. That's connected on up the middle for a base hit. That's the first hit of the game for the Saints, and it comes off the bat of Nick Lazara.
And that's a huge confidence booster for him. Now 2 for 11 on the year, still below 200, but You get a single, you feel it, you start to get the momentum back. I'd be curious to maybe if he adds another base hit later in this game.
Josh Livingston stepping up to the plate from Wichita State University. Last game for him, one that he wants to throw away. 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts as that first pitch outside for ball 1.
And he had opportunities and big at-bats late in that game, too, and wasn't able to do anything. You mentioned 0 for 5. It snapped his 4-game hit streak, 3 strikeouts. But against the Riptide, the game before, had his first RBI of the year, an RBI single, also drew 3 walks.
The 1-0 in there for strike 1. The count evens up.
It's Dante Zamudio on the bump. Really nice off-speed stuff there, kind of flinging that one. And he throws 89 to 91 on the fastball, tops out around 94. But he also has good breaking ball that he likes to throw in there, too.
The 1-1, that one's popped up. Lena calls that one off again, and 2 outs right into the glove of Dylan Lena.
And that's almost like a mirror image of the first out we saw with Adrian Lopez popping out to second base. Lena putting that glove all the way in the air, trying to block out the sun. That's still kind of in play here. And now Peter Worth back into the lineup. Big spot here with a runner on first.
Peter Worth back after he was taken out of the game after a hit by a pitch, missed the last few games, but a 429 batting average. He had really gone on a hot streak since that Conejo Oaks game where he had the walk-off single. Chance here with a runner on. There's that one in there on the outer half for strike 1.
And Worth, when he's at his best so far this season, we've really seen him utilize left field. Not trying to do too much with the baseball, just lift it over the head of the shortstop into shallow left field. His last 3 hits have been to that part of the ballpark.
From Charleston Southern is that one swung and a miss. Strike 2.
And that time he's just trying to do too much with that one. Picking up his head, not looking at the ball all the way through, getting those hands out way in front, just off time. And, you know, when you've been out of the lineup for a little bit, it takes time to get back into that rhythm, back in that routine. Haven't faced a lot of pitches.
The 0-2. And that one belted into right field. And Robinson, easy catch for him. So after a single from Nick Lazara, Peter Worth fly out, we head to the bottom half of the second inning. The score still 0-0. All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will. It will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound. Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio didn't get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Worth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
Welcome back to the bottom half of the second inning. The Saints and the Barons still scoreless as Trajan Lee back on the bump. 2 strikeouts in that bottom half of the first inning, looking a lot sharper. It's leading off for the Barons. It's the designated hitter, Andrew Pyle.
Pyle also listed as a catcher. 14 at-bats this year, only hits in 4 of them, batting .286 with a couple of RBIs and 3 strikeouts.
quickly behind 0-2. Talked about last game. Santa Barbara 0 for 4, couple strikeouts, batting .286 on the season. His fourth game from Fullerton College. As Lee ahead. And that one swing and a miss, strike 3. So Lee already up to 3 Ks in 1 1/3 innings.
He's looking really nice on the mound, doing a really good job mixing locations that time, going fastball back to the slider, getting on that outer half, and just completely fooling Pyle. Lee, you can tell there's confidence on the bump right now. It's really emitting with every pitch he's throwing.
Backstop Aiden Garcia up, .222 average in 3 games with a double. It's the first pitch outside for ball 1. Garcia was at Golden West College and announced his commitment to Florida Atlantic University on March 25th. You see his numbers at Golden West. 42 games played, a .395 batting average, and a .485 on base.
Yeah, you mentioned those 8 home runs, 38 RBIs as a sophomore at Golden West. And I mean, this is a guy that can really put the baseball into play and do some damage.
Ahead of the count, 2-1 as that pitch on the lower half of the plate. Get Lee back into it.
Garcia already has 3 walks in the Young CCL campaign, 12 plate appearances.
Walked in the last game against Santa Barbara as that pitch outside for ball 3. You see, he hasn't swung the bat yet in this at-bat, really forcing Trajan Lee to throw him a strike.
It's really the Alex Burge mentality. It's like, don't swing into a pitch until you like one. And he finds himself in a really good count right here.
As that one hard swing and the miss, got the green light on a 3-1. So the count now full.
And that's the kind of swing where maybe he wasn't given the green light, but he was like, I see green and I'm going to go for it. Completely didn't even look at the ball that time, though. And at that point, why are you even swinging? Got to really make sure you're locked in, staying focused on that baseball. Just picked up his head.
The 3-2, that's connected on for a base hit up the middle. So Garcia gets on base in his first at-bat, brings up Maximus Berber.
Maximus Berber, not necessarily we were expecting him to be a batter today. Hasn't had an at-bat this season with the Barons, but he's a two-way player at Whittier College. The past 3 seasons, I mean, it's a career .260 batting average, 373 career at-bats. Slugging .408 in his career, .336 on-base percentage, 12 home runs, 64 RBIs, 3 seasons at Whittier College.
13 appearances, all as a starter, a .433 ERA, 55 Ks and 68 2/3, as that one slapped towards the first base side, so the count evened up at 1.
And we were even talking about this before the game, but he's been really good on the bump for the Barons so far this year, too. 4 innings pitched, .225 ERA, 6 Ks, 4 innings. We mentioned the 4 innings pitched, no walks, only 1 hit allowed.
As the 1-1 in there, strike 2. First base runner on the board for the Barons was the catcher Aiden Garcia. Score still 0-0. As the 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, Trajan Lee up to 4 Ks in the afternoon, or the evening.
Late afternoon, early evening, 6:28 here in Compton, California, and Deuce Robinson, a guy I'm very excited to watch in this ball game. Two-way player at USC, playing football and baseball. And it's not like he just plays football. He's pretty good. As a true freshman in 2023, 16 catches, 351 yards, catching from Caleb Williams, a pair of touchdowns. Maybe football, baseball, you can do it all.
Yeah, came into USC as a top tight end out of high school, but head coach Lincoln Riley wanted him as a wide receiver. Also playing, as we mentioned, on the USC baseball team, currently rocking that helmet. First hit was a double versus TCU in 2024. Only 4 games, a .167 batting average, and 3 strikeouts and 6 at-bats. And you see the strikeouts kind of mounting here as well, 10 Ks and 25 at-bats. Ahead of the count, 0-2 is a throwback to first.
And it makes sense. He's tied for the 5th most strikeouts in the CCL. But when you're 6'6", you're 225, you're a two-way player, you know, like, it makes sense. big strike zone. It's going to be chasing a lot of pitches, has a lot of power in that bat. You mentioned the double at USC, but he's just a fun guy to watch. We saw him already make a catch over there in right field.
Took that pitch on the outer half of the plate, called strike one, is a high swing and a miss. The count evened up at 2.
That's smart by Trajan Lee to go high that time, especially when guys want to really power the baseball. Those high pitches are something that they're going to look at, and Lee, taking advantage of that, goes up high, speeds a fastball by him.
2-2 count, 2 outs. Is that one outside? The count now full.
It's a good play by Lazar to just grab a hold of that one. If that one gets past him, you know that the runner at first is on his horse. It's Aiden Garcia over there.
3-2 count. Trajan Lee working on 4 strikeouts through 2 2/3. Is that one down and away? And Trajan Lee issues his first walk of the evening. Brings up Robert Bueno. Bueno struggling so far this season in 4 games, just 1 hit and 13 at-bats. His 2024 campaign at Cal State San Bernardino, 9 strikeouts and 18 at-bats. As that first pitch up high for ball 1.
He's got the glasses on underneath the batting helmet. Don't always see guys go for the glasses while batting, but clearly that's something Bueno prefers.
Runners on first and second. Score still 0-0 as that pitch inside. Starting to see Trajan Lee's command get a little out of sorts.
And something we saw in his first start, too, where maybe he was kind of confident at the beginning, lost a little bit of command as that outing went on. Here with 2 on, 2 out. Step off the mound.
Potential pickoff move. We've seen a few of those from the Saints. Some have actually worked. We saw in their last home game against the Crawdads. Got a few guys off the base paths. It's the 2-0. Trajan Lee gets sets, fires, and delivers. That one outside the count, 3-0.
And if you're Bueno here, you shouldn't be swinging the bat. Lee's struggling to find the strike zone after those 4 early strikeouts. Now he has to recenter himself. You see Lee take a deep breath, try and compose himself here on the bump.
Is that one outside, and a 4-pitch walk issued to Robert Bueno, and that's now back-to-back walks for Trajan Lee, and his battery, Nick Lazara, comes out to talk with him.
I think Lazara just trying to slow things down, just gave Lee just a couple of seconds to recenter himself, refocus himself. Now bases loaded, 2-out situation. You don't got to worry about the runners here. Just focus on the batter. Raymond Jenkins, the 9-hole hitter. The left fielder today from Morehouse College.
Spent his 2024 season at Cerritos College, announced his commitment to Morehouse on April 30th. 48 games played at Cerritos, a .267 batting average and 12 home runs. Now has a chance to really break this open. A base hit potentially brings home 2. Batting .231 on the season through 5 games. It's the first pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Jenkins from Lakewood, California. Also had a .389 on-base percentage, a .354 slug. Is that one outside? The count evened up at 1.
Just trying to nibble on the corners here. Lee unable to get that call, tugged that fastball. Now 1-1, bases loaded. And we saw this was a Saints squad that got out of a bases-loaded jam early in the game against the Santa Barbara Foresters.
As that one's connected on down the right field line. That ball is fair, and it'll score 2 at least. Coming around home is Bueno. It's a bases-clearing RBI triple for Raymond Jenkins.
And what a nice piece of hitting, keeping the bat out and just letting that bat do the work, pushing that ball over there into down the line in right field, gets all the way down the line, and it's tough for Ray Bermudez to get it back into play. Jenkins able to hustle away around to third. You've got some speed on the base paths, too. You get every single runner to score. And how about 3-0 Barons lead here after Lee having issues with the command.
Run on third now is that first pitch in there for strike one. Just found that hole in right field. Ray Bermuda is playing far from the line, kind of playing more in right center. As the count quickly 0-2 to Tair Rodriguez.
Rodriguez struck out looking in his first at bat to lead the game off for the Barons.
As that one connected on to Adrian Lopez. And that one gets past the glove of Joey Donnelly, so a run will score. The inning will continue.
And it's just a carryover from what we saw against the Foresters last game. Adrian Lopez, a seemingly easy play over there at shortstop, tries to fling it over to first, bounces it in the dirt. Joey Donnelly can't pick it up over there at first base. And it's a mirror image of what we saw on Saturday. And that was honestly the biggest thing I was looking for in this game. Could the Saints, especially the infield mistakes, could those infield miscues get cleaned up? And through one inning or through 2 innings of play, not so much.
As the inning continues now, the lead grows to 4. As now up is the center fielder, Zach Freeman. Grounded out to short in his first at-bat. Was 0 for 5 against the Foresters. As that one's popped up. Lazara trying to make a play on that and just hits the netting out of play, so the count evened at 1. The Saints have come back from big deficits we saw against the Conejo Oaks, and now down 4-0 in the bottom of the second inning, and 4 runs on just 2 hits for the Barons. As the 1-1, that one's through into right field. Rodriguez will go from first to third. Now runners on the corners for Dylan Lena.
And we mentioned Dylan Lena, very dangerous hitter in the first inning. He struck out swinging, but he had a 4-hit game earlier this year, just 2 games ago against the Conejo Oaks. 4 doubles, 4 of 11 hits on the season came in that game. But he's second in the CCL in doubles, and we'll get a little meeting here on the bump. Trajan Lee really struggling with the command. And then as he struggled with the command, trying to find the zone again, maybe took a little bit off the fastball, a little bit off the slider, allowed these Barons hitters to make some contact with it, and that's what you see on the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, you see a mound visit, and we saw 2 quick outs from Lee and just not able to get that third and final out. And now you got runners on the corners. You mentioned for Dylan Lena, who's a really good hitter, a .355 average, and just trying to calm Lee down a bit.
Yeah, he leads the team in batting average, as you mentioned, with that .355 average, but 4 doubles, also has 31 at-bats in this series, appeared in all 9 games of the Barons have played in. Someone who's playing everyday baseball and everyday starter for this Barons team.
So Lee getting set. Dylan Lena for his second at-bat. It's the first pitch upstairs for ball 1.
And Lee really only needs to focus in and laser in on this at-bat. The runners on base don't matter. You've got 2 outs.
That one's popped up and out of play. The count evened at 1. We saw last game, the Saints up 8-2, and it didn't matter. Foresters came back and ended up winning, so no lead is too big. As they trail 4-0, Lena connects on that into center field. Jacob Shart in on the catch, and that'll end the inning. The Barons put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the second inning. We head to the top of the third. The Saints looking for some offensive firepower. Welcome you to the top of the third inning. The Saints now down 4-0 after the Barons put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the second inning. And leading things off for the Saints is the second baseman, Easton Elliott, Oral Roberts University. Didn't play in the last game against the Foresters.
Actually came in as a pinch runner against the Foresters, but didn't have an at-bat.
It's the first pitch down and away for ball one, as Zamudio putting in solid work, just one hit allowed so far, no strikeouts. Also has a walk. It's the 1-0. That one belted to center field, and that one will find a hole as Easton Elliott leadoff single.
And that's a glorious take right there by Easton Elliott. Not trying to really drive that ball. He didn't get fully all of it. If he gets all of it, it's into the gap. It's to the wall. It's a double. But he kind of just looped it up there into that left center gap, kind of in no man's land. If it had a little bit more pace, it's getting to the wall. But it's a good leadoff base hit. And now Jacob Schart, who's the hottest hitter in this lineup, top to bottom, with a good opportunity with already a runner on base.
Walked in his first at-bat as Elliott goes. The throw in time to get him.
And that's just unfortunate because Elliott had a great jump, had great speed. That throw just simply beat him. It was a hose. That ball right out in front of second base in a perfect spot for shortstop to come over there, catch the ball, and apply the tag in one fell swoop. And as soon as the base hit to start the inning, it's taken away on that great throw.
Now 1 out, the count 0-1 as Jacob Schart swing and a miss for strike 2. Schart, we talked about the Saints Player of the Week, batting .471 on the season through 5 games. From Cal State Fullerton, behind 0-2, and that one will just be sent foul down the first base line.
Still hasn't been out in his last 6 plate appearances, with coming from last game. 4 singles, a walk in that one. Already walked in the first, but is down 0-2.
Zamudio looking for his first strikeout as that one just fouled off. So the count still remains 0-2. Zamudio from UC Irvine only made 1 appearance, 2/3 of an inning, faced 4 batters and let up a couple of runs. Played summer ball 2023 for the Cape Catfish in Cape Girardeau, Missouri of the Prospect League, and had a pretty decent last outing against the St. Louis Obispo Blues. That one just be popped up to Dylan Lena, out number 2.
Lena's been very busy over there in short right field, short center field. Already 3 catches for him, as Zamudio definitely susceptible to some flyouts.
Cam Conley will step up to the plate, currently leading the team in RBIs with 8. 2 for 5 last game, 3 RBIs, and 0 for 1 tonight with a flyout to center field as that first pitch down low for ball 1.
He's reached base safely in every game of the season. Mentioned the flyout to center in his first at-bat. Still looking to increase that streak.
As he looks at strike 1, even up the count. 280 batting average on the season. Pepperdine University looking to get in the field soon after having surgery. Now behind 1 and 2. Zamudio still looking for his first strikeout of the game. As the 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's the first strikeout. And the Saints go down 1-2-3, head to the bottom half of the third inning. Evan Davis, Adam Beck, Saints baseball. All right, hello and welcome everyone, live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will. It will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score two. It's quickly 4-0 top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5. Welcome you to the bottom half of the third inning. Trajan Lee still on the mound for the Saints is up to bat. The designated hitter Andrew Pyle struck out swinging on 3 pitches in his first at bat. That one swing and a miss for strike 1.
Let's see how Trajan Lee responds. We obviously saw the 4 runs by the Barons in the bottom of the second, but how does he come back from that? What's his response? Throughout this entire season, I think that's something Coach Milan's really talked about and something he's focused on with this team is the squad is resilient. Not just individually, but also as a crew. But how can Trajan Lee be resilient in this moment?
Ground out to second, and Joey Donnelly unable to scoop that, so Andrew Pyle will advance to first on the air by Easton Elliott.
And that was going to be a tough play no matter what by Easton Elliott. But Joey Donnelly, we mentioned how he's a natural outfielder, right? And as this squad, the Saints squad, has tried to figure out who's going to play first base, we thought it might be Ryan Scott. Now it's been Joey Donnelly. There's been whatever the situation is, there's been too many mistakes at first base in terms of picking balls. That one's hard, and the one before was hard too. But at some point, you would imagine Joey Donnelly to be above 500 on these plays. But he's struggled over there at first, and part of that is the middle infield giving him stuff that he can't really handle, but really that no one can handle. And at the end of the day, the defensive fundamentals of this middle infield right now really struggling, and I think it's really keeping this Saints squad behind.
They'll rule that as a single. As that one fouled back, the count 0-2. Aiden Garcia up to bat. Single to center field and scored on the Raymond Jenkins 3-run RBI triple from Golden West College. We talked about going to FAU next fall. Sophomore from Covina, California. Is that one in there for strike 3? Garcia goes down looking on 3 pitches, and Trajan Lee picks up his 5th strikeout.
And the stuff is still there from Trajan Lee, and even on that single that was ruled a single over there by Andrew Pyle, like, gets a ground ball that's more or less weak, just kind of hit to a dangerous location that makes Easton Elliott off balance. But he's pitching well right now, and that's something that he's really got to focus in on.
Maximus Berber up. There's a potential throwdown from Lazara. Joey Donnelly just couldn't get the tag in time. It's also just great awareness from Andrew Pyle to quickly get back to first. As Maximus Berber, that one just fouled off out of play. So the count 1-1. Talked about this Berber's first at bat of the CCL season. Has been a pitcher, 4 games, 4 innings, 6 strikeouts, no walks. It's the 1-1. That one fouled back again, so the count now 1-2.
That ball coming up and over our heads. There's actually a baseball field behind this one, like directly behind where we're sitting. Kind of landed on that one. Don't know if it made it quite as far as the infield, but definitely landed in between the dugout and what I guess would be the third base line.
That one hit to right field. Bermudez on it. He makes the catch. It's 2 outs now for Trajan Lee. It's a nice catch and awareness from Ray Bermudez. Lost the hat.
Yeah, he had to really scamper on his horse to get to that one. He was, as we've mentioned, has kind of been playing a little bit more towards right center, and he saw that one right off the end of the bat. Really good read, and sprinted after this one, and now it brings up Deuce Robinson for his second at bat.
Walked and scored on the Jenkins RBI, 3-run RBI triple. Talked about his strikeout issues, 10 strikeouts and 25 at-bats, and struck out 3 times in 6 at-bats in his first season at USC. Plays the outfield for them, wide receiver for the Trojans. He's ahead 1-0. It's a hard swing and a miss. The count now back even.
And it's an awkward swing from Robinson. He kind of chops at it like he's trying to shove an axe into a tree. And I think if Trajan Lee continues to go high and attack Robinson high, he's going to find success.
Is that one away? The count now 2-1. Saw Trajan Lee have a little bit of struggles getting out of the bottom of the second inning with 2 outs as the 2-1. That one's fouled back. Count 2-2.
But Lee has done a good job here in this third inning. It was really about what would the response be. If he can get out of it, we obviously saw him really struggle to find that third out in the second. But if he can strand a runner on base, that definitely be big for the confidence.
It's the 2-2, 2 outs. Lee fires and delivers strike 3. And that'll do it for the bottom of the third inning. A 0 spot, and Trajan Lee walking off with 6 strikeouts. We'll head to the top of the fourth inning. And the Saints still down 4-0. Welcome you back to the MLB Youth Academy Stadium. Top of the fourth inning, the Saints trailing 4-0 in this one. Stepping up to the plate is number 17, Joey Donnelly. Flew out to left on the first pitch he saw from Zamudio. Last game was 2 for 5 with a couple RBIs as that first pitch down low for ball 1.
And just in between the end of the third and the top of the fourth inning, as Joey Donnelly kind of preparing himself, watching Zamudio take some pitches, Coach Milan coming over to Joey Donnelly and just talking to him, just making sure that they got on the same page in terms of the approach at the plate. It's good to see Coach Milan make those connections with the players and, you know, really be unafraid to come in and give a piece of advice here and there.
Quickly ahead, 2-0 in the count. As that one grounded 2 short, Tair Rodriguez makes the throw over to first. And that's 1 out. on top of the fourth for the Saints coming up, Ray Bermudez.
Coming to the plate for the Saints in the cleanup spot, right fielder number 6, Ray Bermudez.
Bermudez flew out to center in his first at-bat. It's on a 5-game on-base streak. Has reached base in every one of his appearances.
He makes contact on the first pitch he sees. That one right into the glove of Zach Freeman. So 2 quick outs to open up the top of the fourth for the Saints. I'll bring up the shortstop, Adrian Lopez.
That had beautiful ball flight. If you look at it, if he was trying to, hit a little 80-yard pitch into a, elevated green, that would have been right on the green. Just fortunately, it's not how it works in baseball. Needed probably another 100 feet or so for that to go over the fence.
Lopez for his second at-bat. Looks at strike 1. Popped up to second. 1 for 4 last game against the Foresters with a walk and a strikeout. Talked about maybe the inconsistencies at the plate. Looked phenomenal in that game against the Crawdads. That one way outside for ball 1.
And the talent is clearly there. You can tell. At 6'3", 205, he's got the right body to be a really powerful shortstop who can do it both ways, both defensively and offensively. It's about the consistency with Adrian Lopez. We mentioned the strikeouts earlier this season.
Is that one way down low for strike 2, and looked like Aiden Garcia had to do an exceptional frame job. Looked a little too low.
And he's smiling to himself here, just like, you kidding me? That's a strike?
As Zamudio, 1 strikeout already, a 1-2 count. And that one will find a hole between second and short, and Adrian Lopez has a single.
And how about that? After a called strike that probably shouldn't have been a called strike. Just unflappable. And that's kind of what Adrian Lopez's entire personality is. It seems like he's got so much confidence every time he comes up, even if he's not playing well, even if he's on a cold streak, just slaps it right back up the middle, gets the Saints base runner on the board.
Nick Lazara already 1 for 1 so far in this one. Singled on the first pitch he saw to center field. Very similar hit to Adrian Lopez, as Lopez gets caught in a pickle right now as he heads back to first. But the tag applied by Zamudio, and that'll do it for the top half of the 4th inning. The Saints still down 4-0. That's the second time they've been picked off this game. We'll get to the bottom half of the 4th inning soon. Evan Davis, Adam Beck, Saints baseball. Welcome you to the bottom of the 4th inning. Trajan Lee still on the mound for the Saints, currently working with 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. the second inning wasn't his friend, but the first and the third inning, he's looked really solid.
Yeah, and honestly, in that second inning, he got behind in counts. The command issue really started to catapult itself, and when he got behind, he started taking a little bit off the fastball, off the slider a little bit, trying to locate, and that's when the Barons really attacked. Now here in the fourth, be interesting to see how Lee continues to try and respond for that, that second inning that he'll want to forget about.
Robert Bueno to lead things off for the Barons. 4-pitch walk in his first at-bat and was one of the 3 runs that scored on that Jenkins RBI triple into the right field. As Lee fires that one down low and count 1-1.
And this is the deepest we've seen Lee go into an appearance. And obviously in the opener against the Riptide, only pitched 1 inning. And then in his last start, he only got through 3 innings of work. So this is the first time we've seen him in the 4th inning.
That one slapped foul. Count 1-2. Yeah, you talk about it. It's the most strikeouts that Trajan Lee has had in an outing. We saw only 1 strikeout in his last appearance, and really working guys in this game. Just unfortunate, a 4 spot, but just 4 hits allowed. Just the 2 walks that he had issued. As the 1-2 outside, ball 2.
Once again, Bueno still with the sunglasses on, and don't know if he knows, but the sun's actually behind him. But maybe the shadows, something that he doesn't really like.
As that one swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Trajan Lee's 7th strikeout.
Yeah, the stuff is filthy right now. How about 7 strikeouts in 10 outs? I mean, really impressive stuff by Lee right now. He's flinging that fastball with confidence, then going to the slider, going to the off-speed stuff as a beautiful compliment.
Raymond Jenkins, the difference maker so far in this one. As a check swing, count strike 1, and you hear the Saints dugout screaming, yes, he did.
Saints dugout very vocal in almost every game. Already an instance in this one where the home plate umpire kind of motioning over to the Saints dugout being like, I'm not playing this game with you. But this is something that the Saints, it's good to see. We've mentioned, obviously, we've talked to some players, but they've mentioned the camaraderie and how close this unit is together. It's good to see them, continue to do that even on the dugout when they're not playing in the game actively.
Jenkins, that RBI triple in the bottom of the second, came around to score on an Adrian Lopez error. Is that one outside, the count 1-2.
And you mentioned that RBI, that 3 RBI triple. And what a big hit it was. Just beautifully placed right down the line in right field to clear the bases.
The 1-2. That one swing and a miss, strike 3. Trajan Lee, 8 Ks through 3 2/3.
Quickly going to need 3 hands to count how many strikeouts he has if this continues. But he's absolutely dealing with those pitchers right now. He's pitching with so much confidence. And that's really good to see. Obviously, after giving up those 4 runs, it was about how would he respond. And, this is looked like Trajan Lee in the first inning, just completely unflappable.
Tair Rodriguez up for the 3rd time. Advanced to first on the error by Adrian Lopez that allowed Jenkins to score. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. Is that one foul and out of play? The count 1-1. Jenkins working on Trajan Lee working on 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 4 runs, 4 hits. He has Tair Rodriguez, the shortstop from Dartmouth. 1 home run, 12 RBIs for him in 36 games. As that one to the 3rd baseman, Josh Livingston, on to Joey Donnelly, and that'll be out number 3. So we'll head to the top of the 5th inning. The score remains the same, 4-0 here for the Saints. All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it'll score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the 1st inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling on the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. One out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the ninth for the Saints to end things in the ninth inning? What a game for the Saints.
Nick Lazar will officially get his second at-bat after Adrian Lopez was picked off of first, and Zamudio still on the mound for the Barons. As Lazar singled to center field on the first pitch he saw, behind 0-1.
Zamudio went 6 innings last time he started against the Blues on June 12th. Allowed 8 hits and 4 earned runs in that one. So far today has put together a very, very quiet 4 innings, scoreless.
That was straight gas on the second strike. Lazara down 0-2 as that one fouled back. Stay alive.
Lazara, career .422 on-base percentage at Trinity University, and that hasn't really translated to start the summer here. We mentioned 1 for 10 going into this game, picked up his another single in his first at-bat in this game.
That one down low, the count 1-2. Talk about Lazar, we said 2 for 11 now on the season. Trinity University last year, 41 games, a .439 on-base percentage, and 38 RBIs in those 41 contests. So the 1-2, that one belted back, stay alive.
It's a nice piece of batting just to try and stay alive in the count there, just chopping at that one. It's got to shore up the approach here a little bit. Can't take that full swing.
6th pitch of the at-bat, fouled again. And now Lazar working on what will be the 7th pitch. And we see this a lot with the Saints batters, just finding ways to work the pitcher. We saw in numerous games so far this season, almost in every game this season, 1 or 2 batters, even 3, really working pitchers. As that one fouled back again. So this will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming.
And Lazar's doing a really good job just battling right now. Zamudio is trying to work quickly, trying to fling a lot of pitches at Lazara, but Lazara, he's seeing the ball right now, and he's getting wood to it.
The 1-2. And that one just up high, and the count now even. And what a take from Lazara.
Yeah, it might have been just outside, too, and that one was really close, looping back into the zone. I thought that one was going to be strike 3 looking, but Lazara, well, he's got a better angle of it than me.
The 2-2, and that one is hit to deep right center field, and Zach Freeman will be there to make the catch. But an impressive 11-pitch at-bat from the backstop, Nick Lazara.
And baseball's a game of luck, and right now you almost feel like the luck is not on Lazara's side. Yes, had the single up the middle in his first at-bat, but that's a really good at-bat. And at some point in the summer, at some point in the season, the luck is going to change for Lazara. And when it does, the CCL better watch out, because this guy, he's putting good at-bats together. He's seen the ball well right now. It's just not falling his way.
Josh Livingston stepping up to the plate for his second at-bat. Popped up to second to Dylan Lena, who's had quite an evening so far. Already 3 pop-ups to him. Livingston came into today batting .250 on the season with 1 RBI, as that one is smoked to center field. And that'll be a single for Livingston.
And Livingston's kind of another guy that's similar to Lazaro, where coming into the year, maybe expecting a little bit more from him. That was a beautiful piece of hitting right back up the middle, completely belted into center field, and no doubt single. But this is a guy that, we've mentioned it countless times on the broadcast, but he had 5 home runs in the last 2 weeks of the season, had 4 home runs in his conference tournament. Maybe we were expecting to see that power, and it just hasn't quite been there, but still putting good at-bats together. And at some point, Livingston will break out. Good to see him get a base hit there.
Peter Worth now up for the second time, lined out to right field in his first at-bat. It was a nice snag by Deuce Robinson, as Livingston was ready to go on the first pitch, but Worth fouls that one. Worth, his first game since injuring his elbow on that hit-by pitch. It was a nasty one, and you could hear it even through the headphones.
Yeah, it just swelled that thing up, but good to see him have that elbow guard on the left elbow. Got his dad standing just a couple feet over from the broadcast booth here to our right. He's got his phone out, videotaping his son. He's been at every game.
Quickly behind 0-2 is Worth as Zamudio checks back on first, fires, and that one hit to right field and right into the glove of Deuce Robinson. So 2 lineouts for Peter Worth, both into the glove of Robinson.
And it's interesting. You wonder maybe if he's a tad behind right now, because we've really seen him find success this season going to left field when he gets out ahead, out early, gets those hands round the bat round. But both of those hits, doing a really good job. Not trying to do too much with the baseball, just keeping the bat out there, allowing the ball to make contact and trying to fling it out to right field. 2 really good at-bats with good contact, just ending up in the glove of Robinson.
Easton Elliott up for the second time as he chops the first pitch he sees back to the pitcher. And that'll do it. The Saints still scoreless through 5 innings. The Barons leading this one 4-0. That's at the bottom of the 5th inning. Evan Davis, Adam Beck for Saints baseball. Welcome you to the bottom of the 5th inning and a pitching change for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Now on the mound, right-handed pitcher Tyler Herges from Azusa Pacific University. So Trajan Lee exits after 4 innings of work, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. Had that one blunder in the 2nd inning, but the 1st, 3rd, and 4th inning were really exceptional. Just that 2nd inning takes away from that really exceptional start.
Yeah, it kind of blotches it out, almost like an eclipse of the good stuff. But Tyler Herges now getting another opportunity in his now 3rd appearance of the year, and through 2 appearances, he has been phenomenal. 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits allowed in 5 innings, a 1-0 record, no earned runs, and we've just seen him pelt the zone with strikes.
Start off the first game of the season at Irvine, getting out of a bases-loaded jam with no outs and struck out the next 3 batters that he faced, as Zach Freeman, the center fielder, steps up first, ahead 1-0. Herges fires a fastball down low. Gets the call and the count 1-1. Freeman from Ohio State University batting .346 on the season with a home run, 6 RBIs. Sophomore year played one game in 2023. His sophomore year played one game before missing the remainder of the season due to injury. Attended high school at Sierra Canyon, famously where LeBron James' kids went to high school. Ground out to short in his first at-bat, single to right field in his second. Count even 2-2. So that one upstairs, the count now full.
Freeman also played at San Francisco as a true freshman in 2022.
Herges deals a walk to the first batter he sees, and Zach Freeman. And coming up next, the second baseman, Dylan Lena.
And Lena's been busy today defensively, offensively, still quiet with strikeout in his first at-bat and flew out to center in his second at-bat.
Herges checks back on the runner at first. Fire the first pitch. Lena fouls that one back.
Lena's taking a big cut right there. That's a huge swing. And like Roberto Bueno, he also is batting with those sunglasses on, even with the sun setting here. 7:17 p.m. in Compton, California. Just over an hour and 10 minutes into this game.
There's a steal on second in time. And a quick first out. Nice response as Zach Freeman gets caught stealing. So both catchers have gotten the outs on the runners stealing.
And interesting to see the Barons stay aggressive. These two teams, both incredibly athletic, but more importantly, aggressive on the base paths. Coming into today, this Saints squad tied for second most stolen bases in the CCL, and the Barons leading the CCL in stolen bases with 18 coming into today.
As the 1-2 inside. Count evened up at 2, and said Herges from Azusa Pacific University. 8 innings pitched in 2024, 15.75 ERA. Is the count now full, 3-2. But in 2023 was named Academic All-Pac West. Made 13 appearances with 7 starts. As that one called, strike 3. Lena did not like the call, and Herges picks up another strikeout on the young season.
Just beautiful action, trailing into the zone. Lena thought it was inside, turned away from it, and as he turned away from it, home plate umpire saying strike 3 looking, and Lena unhappy, but what a big strikeout for Tyler Herges, and he's just continued to dominate the strike zone so far in this young season.
The DH, Andrew Pyle, stepping up for his third time, struck out swinging on 3 pitches in his first at-bat, single to second base in his second at-bat, quickly behind 0-2. Pyle from Fullerton College had a .280 batting average in 42 games, 17 RBIs. As that one upstairs for ball 1. Last game against Santa Barbara, 0-4 with 2 strikeouts. As the 1-2, that one right into the glove of the shortstop, Adrian Lopez. And Herges goes 1-2-3. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning. The Saints still looking for some offense. Evan Davis, Adam Beck. It's Saints baseball. Start of the 6th inning, and the Barons pitcher, Dante Zamudio, still on the mound. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 4 hits allowed, but they've all been singles. As it'll be 1-2-3 due up for the Saints. Starting things off, the center fielder, Jacob Shart, walked in his first at-bat, pop up to second in his second at-bat.
And this is the moment for the Saints to get back in this ballgame. 4-0 ball game. Both teams have had 4 hits. Saints 1 error. For the Barons, no errors. It was really Trajan Lee unable to find command in the second inning. That's the difference in this game, right? And then Raymond Jenkins, the left fielder for the Barons, connecting on a 3 RBI triple. But with Jacob Shart at the top of the lineup, this is the moment for the Saints to come back into this one, get 2 here, and reignite the offense.
Still plenty of time left in this one as Shart fouled that one back, so the count 1-1. Saw Zamudio get through 6 in his last home start as that one just upstairs for ball 2. Zamudio coming into tonight with a 4 ERA through 9 innings. As Jacob Shart will line that one into left field, so a leadoff single for Shart. He's been on base 2 of his 3 at-bats. And will now bring the designated hitter, Cam Conley, up, the runner on.
How about 5 singles in his last 8 plate appearances? I mean, Jacob Shart, what he's doing, obviously was named the Saints Player of the Week last week. But, I mean, he's continuing to feel it. The rhythm at the top of the lineup right now for Jacob Shart. And you even wonder, depending on the timeline for Crew McChesney, I wonder if Shart continues at the top of the lineup, even if McChesney finds his way back.
Cam Conley fouls off the first pitch he sees. 0 for 2 so far in this one. A fly out to center and then struck out swinging. Came into tonight batting .280 on the season with 8 RBIs to lead the team. In the last game at Santa Barbara, 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs from Pepperdine University and Lincoln University, Pennsylvania. As the 0-1 down low and a great stop by Aiden Garcia to keep that ball in front of him and, more importantly, keep Jacob Shart at first.
And Shart was on his horse. He was ready to go. Supercharged over there at first base, but smartly stays put at the bag because, as you mentioned, Garcia with a really good play behind the plate to keep that one in front.
Cam Conley looks at that one for ball 2, so ahead of the count after fouling off that first pitch. And Saints looking to get the offense going. You mentioned the 1-2-3 hitters up. As Zamudio checks back on first, fires, and Cam Conley swings at a low strike, and the count evened up at 2.
And halfway, maybe even a quarter of the way through that swing, he realized that he probably shouldn't have swung because you see kind of him just take everything out of it. That ball so far in the dirt, just beautiful breaking ball that completely fuzzled Conley.
The 2-2, and that one just outside. The count now full. You got to think maybe he was thinking fastball on that 2-1 offering. And you saw the immediate regret. He was like, darn, like I just shouldn't have swung at that. Zamudio continues to check back, fires the 3-2. That one in there, strike 3. So Cam Conley, his last 2 at-bats, down via the strikeout. He'll bring up Joey Donnelly.
And we've seen that from Cam Conley, striking out at 20.6%, about 21% of his at-bats coming into this game. That number is only going to tick higher, and that's kind of the player he is. He's going to strike out a good amount, but he's also going to put the ball in play and have an opportunity to take big swings and big moments. Just didn't really work out there.
Joey Donnelly stepping up for the 3rd time, 0 for 2. As Zamudio checks back on first, Jacob Shart gets in there easily.
We've seen the Saints be very aggressive on the base paths. We mentioned 17 stolen bases coming into this game, tied for 2nd in the CCL.
As Donnelly ropes a single into right field, they'll advance the runners 1st to 2nd. Up next, the right fielder, Ray Bermudez. Bermudez flying out to center field in his first 2 at-bats as Zamudio just gets a little bit of conversation going with the backstop Aiden Garcia. We saw the hits kind of pile up for Zamudio in his last start. Gave up 8 hits with 4 runs, and already 6 hits in this one, just hasn't been dealt any damage.
Bermudez has a tendency to really lift the ball up in the air. We saw, obviously, him lift one up and over the fence in the 9th inning in Santa Barbara.
Strike 1 on the first pitch to Bermudez. Runners on first and second, 1 out, and this is real big first offensive chance the Saints have had. First runner in scoring position. As Zamudio checks back, we'll fling that to second. The ball gets by the second baseman, or I'm sorry, the shortstop, Rodriguez. So now runners advance to second and third.
And that's what having a guy like Jacob Sharp on base does, because what he does is he dances around the bag, and he really gets into the opposing pitcher's mind. And we've seen this time and time throughout the season where these Saints base runners have been very aggressive on the base and trying to just get slightly off the base, trying to get into these pitchers' minds. And now into the 6th inning, you can see it kind of start to plague Zamudio. Now runner second and third here, big opportunity for Bermudez.
As that one right into the glove of the third baseman, Robert Bueno, and just a huge opportunity lost for a potential sac fly. So now with 2 outs and runners on second and third, it's Adrian Lopez stepping up.
Come to the plate for Arroyo Seco, the shortstop number 7, Adrian Lopez.
And obviously we mentioned Adrian Lopez here, but this is a big moment for Adrian Lopez. We've seen him in big spots, but this is probably one of the bigger ones we've seen this season early on into the CCL campaign nonetheless. But he's got to realize he does not need to swing for the fences here. A soft base hit, a single here, cuts the deficit in half.
Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Lopez single to center in his second at-bat, pop up to second in his first at-bat, but was behind the count 1-2 in his last at-bat, was able to just belt one into the gap between second and short. As the 1-0 offering, that one down low, and a nice stop by Aiden Garcia. Zamudio trying to get through 6 clean innings. Worked 6 innings in his last start in a 7-2 loss against the Santa Barbara Foresters.
This is great patience by Lopez. Up 2-0 in the count. This is a guy that struck out into 40% of his at-bats, or 40% of his plate appearance, in the CCL season so far.
As that one gets past Garcia, and the runners will advance, and the Saints pick up their first run of the game as Jacob Sharp touches home. And now moving to third, Joey Donnelly. We've seen the Saints score runs in every which way possible.
And sometimes that's what you have to do, especially when you're behind in a game and you're trying to find a way to come back into it. Obviously, down 4-0, you find a way to get a guy on base. You move him around to third. You wait for a wild pitch. You wait for one to get away. That's probably a pass ball. And Sharp, opportunistic, smelling the opportunity, darts home. That's the Saints' first run on the board.
The 3-0, that one swing and a miss for Lopez, and now a single confirmed to be a 2-run game. Saints put up 1 so far this inning. Nick Lazara waiting on deck. Could potentially represent the tying run as that one popped up out of play, and Zamudio works back into a full count.
And after up 3-0, then you see Lopez take 2 swings, big swings at pitches. Now 3-2. Big moment here. Another run just 90 feet away.
Zamudio fires, and that one is connected deep left field, and that one is gone. Adrian Lopez with his first home run of the season, and just like that, it's a 1-run game.
And that one was absolutely belted to left, an absolute no-doubter. The left fielder didn't even budge, hooking down the foul line the entire way, just staying in that big smile from Lopez, big smile from Joey Donnelly. But that one was crushed. And when Adrian Lopez makes contact, that's what happens. It's just this season it's been so inconsistent. And we mentioned the struggles against the Foresters, the big game before against the Riptide, and now another big game, 2 for 3 with a single home run, 2 RBIs. This is a 1-run ball game.
Nick Lazara stepping up to the plate. Adrian Lopez with a 2-run homer, and what we thought maybe the Saints coming out of this game, coming out of this inning without a run, now put up a 3 spot on Zamudio. Just a 1-run game here in the top of the 6th inning. The Saints' 7th hit of the game. So now Nick Lazara for his 3rd at-bat. The count 2-1, and Lazara worked an 11-pitch at-bat in his last AB. Unfortunately culminated in a flyout to center field, but he was battling at least 4 or 5 foul balls. As the 2-1 upstairs, 3-1. This is the first time we've really seen the Saints put the pressure on Zamudio. It was a lot of first 5 hits were all singles.
And we've seen the Saints offense kind of explode at moments throughout this season. We were talking about this before the game, but short porch and left and right, 325 and right as Lazara lifts this one to right center.
To right center field, back at the wall, and that one's just caught on the warning track. Nick Lazara, this game could have been tied. Just a few more feet that one needed. But nonetheless, the Saints put a 3 spot up in the 6th inning, a 1-run game as we head to the bottom half. Evan Davis, Adam Beck, the Saints pulling close in this one. Welcome you to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tyler Herge is still on the mound for the Saints, and the Saints putting up a 3 spot in the 6th inning. We almost thought the game was tied, but Nick Lazara just couldn't get it deep enough into right center field, caught at the warning track. And now stepping up for the Barons, it's number 27, Aiden Garcia. As he hits the first pitch he sees right to the shortstop, Adrian Lopez, who had the 2-run moonshot to deep left field. And quickly 1 pitch, 1 out to start the bottom of the 6th inning.
First baseman, number 50, Maximus Bourbon.
Start to feel like this is going to be an interesting one. Obviously, the Saints' last game against the Foresters was a game that kind of went out of control, and the Saints kind of lost the momentum late. But here, kind of a tale of the opposites, right? You've got this Barons team kind of struggling of late, losers of their last 2. Saints have dropped 2 of their last 3, but you feel like they put really good efforts together in even the losses. Here, 4-3 ball game. The Saints have out-hit the Barons 7-4. Both teams have 1 error.
So the 2-1. That one up high, the count 3-1. Maximus Berber struck out swinging his first at-bat, flew out to right field in his second at-bat. It's his first 3 plate appearances. As that one in there, the count runs full. As we'll eventually join Eden Pollock coming on up, and we saw him pitch and hit. As that one just outside, Herges issues his first walk of the night.
Coming to the plate for the Parents, hey, right fielder, number 44, Deuce Robinson.
Deuce Robinson up next. 0 for 1 so far with a walk and a strikeout. He came around to score on that Jenkins triple as a bases clearing hit. As he looks at strike one. Talked about the strikeout issues for Robinson. He's made a few nice catches out in right field. As that one hit hard to Livingston. To the second to Lopez, on to first, double play, get out of the inning. And Herges with 2 solid innings to follow up. Trajan Lee will head to the top of the 7th inning. The score remains 4-3 Barons. It's Evan Davis, Adam Beck on Saints Baseball, but we got Aiden Pollock joining us momentarily. Welcome you to the top of the 7th inning. We also welcome Aiden Pollock, a pitcher and also an infielder, outfielder for the Saints. And how has it been going so far this season for you?
It's been awesome. The whole team has really been meshing together. We've got a lot of good team chem going, and it's only the beginning of the season, so that's really good for us.
That's awesome to hear, and obviously you've had some moments as an infielder, some moments as a pitcher, but obviously you played outfield too at Dallas Baptist, a little bit of everything. How is that kind of being kind of just an athlete out there on the field?
Well, I think being an athlete out there, it really helps both ways because whenever I'm out there pitching, I definitely feel like there's an advantage there because I hit as well. So it kind of helps knowing which pitches are tougher to hit and which counts especially. So that's always nice having that.
So we've seen 3 innings of work from you so far, and your fastball is really nasty. How are you able to just pelt the zone?
I think it's a big credit to my catchers. They kind of do whatever I want them to do. They really help me out with it. They'll set up in the exact spots I want them to, and it just makes it so much easier to get the ball there for sure.
And obviously this game here, 4-3, and something that we've kind of talked about with some players before. We've talked about predictions, but what's the momentum right now in the dugout? Obviously after that big 3 spot in the top of the 6, is there a sort of feeling something get going here?
Yeah, that was an awesome swing by Adrian. That ball's hit really hard. It was loud. We could hear it all the way down in the bullpen and in the dugout. I think the momentum's going our way. I think we're gonna pull this one out.
And Nick Lazara was a couple feet away from tying this game up. We were saying just he's been incredibly unlucky in this one. What are you seeing out of the catcher?
I think he's doing awesome. That was a really good swing, and credit to the center fielder. That was a really impressive catch at the wall right there. But Nick's gonna get one. His next at bat, I'm gonna give it a prediction right here. He's gonna get one.
He's going to get one. You've heard it right here, and obviously still early in the year, but you've had some off days to kind of settle into Southern California. Originally from the Las Vegas area, go to Dallas Baptist. How's being in the Southern California area, especially LA? I mean, I'm personally new to this area too, so has been exploring during days off and things like that.
First off, the weather. The weather's amazing here. It makes you never want to leave. Just having perfect 80 days, and the beach, just everything out here is just amazing. It honestly makes you never want to leave here.
And you, state of Nevada, it's infamously maybe known as a baseball state, and you were ranked really high coming out by perfect game. What was it like in high school, just trying to manage school and also baseball?
For sure. Baseball in Nevada was definitely really, really competitive. There's a bunch of good teams out there, and we actually didn't win a state championship or anything until my senior year of high school. So getting that my last year was really, really nice. It was definitely an emotional moment for sure.
Is there anything you're maybe coming into this summer league that you were looking to improve on, and anything that you're maybe wanting to change, add?
Definitely wanted to improve on just locating my fastball well, and just honestly just throwing strikes and pounding the zone and just attacking hitters.
Are there any guys that you look up to maybe in this roster here with the Saints, that guys that you feel like you're learning a lot from, or different guys that you felt like a connection with, that maybe you want to take something from their game?
Yeah, definitely. I think Kobe Minchie's been really, really big into my development, and I think he's helped me a ton with everything, just mechanics, the mental side of baseball. He's done a lot for me, and I'm very grateful for him. And also Alex Burge, he's been really helpful behind the plate, just keeping me honest with all my pitches and kind of giving me advice from behind there. Those two guys have really, really helped me this summer.
And you mentioned Alex Burge, but obviously the lone returner as a hitter in this Saints squad, but he kind of just seems like a vocal presence, seems like such a fun guy. The atmosphere and the vibes that he brings, even just on the team bus, what's his presence and almost aura like?
He's a great guy. From the moment that I met him, when he first caught my bullpen, the day I got here, I could just tell that he was a leader and that he was just a really, really nice guy. I mean, the first pitch I threw to him, he looked at me and gave me big eyes and was like, dude, that was gross. And he's a great guy. A great guy to be around, really good presence, and he's definitely one of the leaders of the squad.
All right, well, that's all for me. I don't know, Adam, if you want to ask one more thing, but we thank you for the time and just best of luck the rest of the season. We love watching you pitch because that fastball is really, really nasty, and we hope for the best.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right. Thank Aiden Pollock for joining us. Peter Worth just walked as Easton Elliott stepping up. Elliott with a single and a ground out. Came into the game batting .250 on the season. There's a new pitcher also on the mound for the Barons. That's left-hander Grant Ferris from Golden West College. 14 appearances in 2024, 16 and a third innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 7.16 ERA. Is the count even? 1-1, 1 out. Peter Worth on second. Saints trailing 4-3 as Worth runs. Elliott pulls back, and Worth is in there to second. And a beautiful dive to get on the bag, put another runner in scoring position, the second runner in scoring position, and now Elliott behind the count 1-2.
And you mentioned the dive there, just coming right underneath the tag. Beautiful job by Easton Elliott beautiful job by Peter Worth, running the bases, just zooming in under the tag. And that was another really strong throw that tested Worth, but able to snag a base there.
Is that one down low? The count now 2-2. And Ferris, not the best when it came to walks and hits during his time at Golden West this season. A 1.84 whip in those 16 and a third innings. Only 12 strikeouts, now working a 2-2. And that one in there for strike three. A beautiful fastball in the outer part of the plate. That one sets down Easton Elliott.
And huge moment here for Jacob Sharp. We've already mentioned, hottest hitter in the lineup right now. He's completely feeling it at the plate. You know, this guy only has 1 out in his last 8 plate appearances. Walked to start things off, singled last time out, and had the 4-for-4 day last time on Saturday against the Foresters. But how big would a single be in this moment?
Jacob Shart, the Saints player of the week, as that ball gets past Garcia. So now the tying run just 90 feet away. As it's the second ball that's gotten past Aiden Garcia, but he's also done a great job of keeping the ball in front of him. As Jacob Shart with a golden opportunity to tie things up here in the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs, count 1-0. As that one down low gets past Garcia, but just not past enough to bring in Worth. As Worth smartly stays on third, and Shart ahead of the count 2-0 with Cam Conley on deck.
Once again, back to the top of the order here with 2 outs. If Shart can find a way aboard, this is a big opportunity for the Saints to get in front.
The 2-0 down low, and the count now 3-0, and the Saints in these last 2 innings have really put the pressure on the Barons. Barons exploded for offense in the 2nd inning, but have been very quiet since then. As that one is just outside. Looked like it could have been strike 1, but Jacob Shart will take the free pass. And now the second walk issued in this inning by Ferris.
So how about another walk? That on-base percentage continuing to balloon for Jacob Shart. Coming today, on-base percentage at .500, and that's only going to continue to go up, reaching base in 3 of his 4 plate appearances. And Cam Conley, in this moment here, huge. Runners in the corners, 2 outs, top of the 7th, trailing by 1, and he struck out the last 2 of his at-bats. But this is a moment for him to regather, regroup, realize he doesn't need to kill this baseball, puts a little ball up the middle, puts a ball into center field, left field, right field, get a single here, tie this ball game.
It's a mound visit there for Grant Ferris, and you mentioned Cam Conley in a prime spot to get this game tied. Got runners on the corners with 2 outs, and 0 for 3 in this one. Came into the game batting .280 with those team-leading 8 RBIs, looking to add to that total. And Grant Ferris facing some adversity right now. He's got another one of the hot hitters on the Saints at the dish. Ferris is checking in on Shart, and the first pitch in there for strike 1.
Beautifully located on the outer half. Just Conley watching that the entire way and nuzzles its way into the strike zone for strike 1.
Ferris fires and delivers in there for strike 2, and Cam Conley quickly behind in the count.
And here's where you have to shore up that stance, shore up the approach, shore up the mindset, because you can't really attack a baseball here. You've really got to get those hands quick.
As that one fouled off his foot.
That's what you got to do in an 0-2 hole, right? With runners on the corners, game in the balance here in just the 7th inning. That this is a major opportunity, probably where you'd hope if you're the Saints, not your last opportunity, but you clearly don't want to let this one to go to waste when you've got the tying runner just 90 feet away.
Shart dancing at first, the 0-2. That one finds a hole through the shortstop, and that one will tie the game up. Cam Conley comes up clutch behind 0-2. And the Saints put up 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and this game is tied at 4.
Nerves of steel, down 0-2, finds the ball that he wants, and just puts it over there, the left side for a single, brings in the game-tying run. And this is something we saw against the Foresters, where in back-to-back innings, in the 8th and the 9th, the Saints had the tying run 90 feet away and could not tie the ball game up. Here in the 7th against the Barons, they do. And that's huge for the momentum. Obviously, we just talked to Aiden Pollock, and he said in the dugout after that home run by Adrian Lopez, he could kind of feel the momentum shift. The boys were buzzing, and now the boys are tied.
Now Ferris trying to keep this tied as he's got runner on first and second, 2 outs, and Joey Donnelly stepping up. 1 for 3 in this one, single to right in his last at-bat. Came into tonight batting .353 with 8 runs scored. As Sharp on second in that one. Grounded to second. Lena will take the easy out at first, but not without some damage from the Saints. They tie things up at 4 apiece. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning with the 7th inning stretch coming up. Evan Davis, Adam Beck. The Saints tie it up.
Back to baseball here in the bottom of the 7th. Saints and Barons tie ball game 4-4. Roberto Bueno in for his 3rd at-bat of the game. Tyler Herges still on the bump for the Saints. Bueno walked in his first at-bat and struck out swinging in his second at-bat. Herges has looked solid in his work so far, striking out a couple of batters. Off-speed stuff in the dirt for a ball. 2-1 the count quickly. This is a Saints squad that just recently tied this game up in the top of the 7th. 4-4 the score now. Have out-hit the Barons by 4, and we saw some defensive mishaps early in the game. It was really the second inning for Trajan Lee. It was really struggled. Evan, how you doing?
What happened to the 7th inning stretch?
Well, the 7th inning stretch happened, and you didn't come back. So I decided that, we had to move on.
There were technical difficulties on my end.
It's good. It's good that you're back.
Good to be back. Herges issues another walk, his 2nd of the game. Now stepping up is Raymond Jenkins. Looks at the first pitch for a strike. Still talk about that 2nd inning 3-run triple he had. Just finding a hole in right field.
Didn't even need to find a hole, just laid it down on a line, right down that right field line. This ball coming right back at us, foul.
Waking me up a little bit. Struck out swinging in his last at-bat. Coming into tonight, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, a .231 average. Behind 0-2 is that one fouled back.
Ton of power on that swing, and it was almost a late swing too. Like, kind of thought about it for a second, then last-ditch effort to make contact. Now down 0-2, and Herges has a runner to worry about over there at first. 4-4 the score.
4th pitch of the at-bat coming to Jenkins. Is that one down low? It gets past gets past the backstop, Nick Lazara, but holding up is Robert Bueno.
And you know something we haven't mentioned tonight, and I don't know why we haven't mentioned it, but look at both of these teams playing in navy blue.
Yeah, you're right. We haven't mentioned that. It's thankfully there's a defense and an offense, so it makes it a little less confusing, but maybe next time we could coordinate a little bit better. As the 1-2, that one low and away, the count jumps back to even. Herges working through what would be his third inning. 1 strikeout, 2 walks. Has managed to not give up any damage as that one in there for strike 3. Raymond Jenkins goes down looking. That's his second strikeout of the day.
Bearing shortstop, number 8, Tyre Rodriguez.
Back to the top of the order now with Tyre Rodriguez. 0 for 2 in this one. As Lazara throws back to first. And quickly back in there is Bueno.
Rodriguez is dangerous. Coming today, 235 batting average, but, you know, solid numbers as a sophomore in 2024 at Dartmouth. 237 average, 298 slugging, 365 on base percentage is really kind of who he is. 20 walks that really boosted that batting average up to that 365 on base percentage, and hasn't really gotten things going so far, not just in the CCL season, but also today. Did have the RBI kind of reaching on an error by Lopez in his second plate appearance, but putting the ball in play.
That one up high in the count 2-0. And last season, in his freshman year, what would have been his freshman year at Dartmouth, sat out that year due to injury. So this is his first full season. Is that one in there? Strike 1. When you look at Rodriguez's bio, being from Corona, California, saw snow for the first time in New Hampshire. As he swings at that. Strike 2, the count back to even. Says he considered a possible career in law. Not a bad spot to go at Dartmouth. As Herges fires the 2-2, that one low, and a nice pick by Lazara. The count runs full.
A nice pick might be the understatement of the century. I mean, that ball was like bounced in the grass, and somehow Lazara able to snag it. Really good instincts behind the plate. And we've seen Alex Bird struggle at times this season, but overall he's been really solid. Lazara, too, very solid as well.
And Herges issues his third walk. So Tyre Rodriguez will take first, and Lazara will just go to the mound, kind of calm down Herges, with Zach Freeman stepping up. Runners on first and second, and Freeman 1 for 2 in this one with a ground out, a single, and a walk. But he was caught stealing second in his last time up.
Freeman's one of 3 Barons with a home run this season. Him, Adam Arroyo, and Andrew Kirchner all have blasts. Came in today tied for the team lead in RBIs, but that 0 for 5 day yesterday against the Foresters stacked a 3-game extra base hit streak. Weird thing with Zach Freeman, though. He's been hit by a CCL leading 5 pitches.
I noticed that. I was like, is that right?
Sheesh.
What did he do?
I don't know. Everyone's out to get him.
A lot of enemies, clearly. Freeman also missed his 2023 sophomore season, majority due to injury, played in 1 game, and then prior to Ohio State, played the 2022 season at San Francisco, 37 games, started in 19 of those, and we talked about how he went to the infamous Sierra Canyon High School as Lazara throwback to second, and that was another nice snag by Easton Elliott to keep the runner, Robert Bueno.
And you mentioned Sierra Canyon in the same sentence as LeBron's kids, but how about, other great athletes like Northwestern basketball, women's basketball, Crystal Wang? There you go. That's another one that people might know Sierra Canyon from.
Mr. Adam Beck is a current student at Northwestern and loves his women's basketball, men's basketball, softball as well.
Volleyball.
Volleyball.
Football. Throwing all the sports in there.
I still struggle trying to get into volleyball. I don't know. I
Big
don't know.
Ten volleyball is legit, and UCLA is going to be really good this year. USC also probably pretty solid. But now is the time to jump on the Big Ten. And volleyball, honestly, college volleyball, where it's going right now, is really fun. It's kind of taken the same streamline as women's sports in general, especially with the push with women's basketball. And obviously the support around softball and the Women's College World Series. Now is the time to get on the volleyball bandwagon.
Herges was ahead of the count, 0-2. 2 pitches outside. Freeman now evens up the count.
But back to baseball.
But back to baseball. Freeman grew up in L.A., now at Ohio State. Another Big Ten is the 2-2. That one belted to right field. Bermudez with the catch plenty deep to advance Bueno, but he'll hold up at second. So a big swing off the bat at Zach Freeman just ends up in the glove of Ray Bermudez. And 2 outs with runners still at first and second. And now Dylan Lena up to bat.
And it's almost like he got 90% of that one. Maybe if he hits it pure in the sweet spot, that one has a chance to get over the fence. But you just got to wonder, if that at-bat happened 2 hours earlier, maybe 3 hours earlier, that ball's going to really have a little bit more oomph and more carry to it. Just now getting closer to sunset here in Compton, and 8:02 p.m., the sun's starting to set, starting to get a little colder, a little chillier. I'm surprised you're still in the shorts and the T-shirt, but, you know, I've moved on to the hoodie, but I started the game with a hoodie, to be fair. But
Yeah.
it's getting chilly.
I like to show off.
You get to show off.
I like to show off. And when you go to school in a cold climate like you go in Chicago, just being in Toronto, you try to take advantage of
It's true.
shorts anytime you can after wearing pants for a solid 6 months straight with maybe a 1 week break in between.
That's very fair. You know, I didn't want to wear shorts during the 2 straight weeks of negative 30 degrees we had during the winter. That probably wouldn't have been the best decision.
Well, Gretzky says you miss 99% of the shots you don't take, so maybe try it next time. Because the 2 outs and first pitch in there for ball 1.
This game kind of hanging in the balance right now, it feels like. You mentioned the 2 runners on, 2 outs, 1-0 count.
That one down low and nice snag by Lazara. Keep that one in front of him. Keep the runners at first and second. Lena struck out swinging his first at-bat, flew out to center in his second at-bat, and struck out looking in his third at-bat. 4 doubles on the season, all coming in 1 game. Still batting .355 on the year, which leads his team. Is that one upstairs for ball 3.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason he's batting in the 3-hole. He's been the most productive hitter this year for the Barons, and he's got a big at-bat here with 2 on and 2 out.
Herges, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks so far as that one fouled back. And look out, that one hit the netting of the field opposite to us. Herges working on 2 2/3 innings. We talked about 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, has managed to get out of some runners in scoring position scenarios. Trying to keep this tied. As that one way upstairs for ball 4, so the runners will advance. And now bases loaded for the DH, Andrew Pyle.
And I think it should be good to say here, Tyler Herges, well, he's been in the situation before with the bases loaded in a close ball game. Remember what happened in his first appearance of the year in the Saints' first game of the year against the Riptide? Had bases loaded, no outs. How about 3 strikeouts to get out of it? This is the moment where Tyler Herges' ability to pound the strike zone, get strikes, pepper that strike zone, really needs to come to play.
First pitch upstairs for ball 1. We talked about how Herges, bases loaded, nobody out, 3 straight strikeouts to get out of it in the Saints' first game in Irvine. As the 1-0 in there for strike 1. Pyle nods his head. 1 for 3 in this one. A strikeout swinging on 3 pitches, then single to second base and lined out to short. As that one for ball 2, and Lazara throws back to Donnelly, who wasn't patrolling first base.
And these are the kinds of defensive things. It's almost like the fundamentals and what should be normal routine plays have, throughout the beginning of the season, kind of seemed off. And I don't know if that's a chemistry thing. I don't know if that's a lack of confidence thing as this one gets fouled back. We get deeper into this count, now 2-2 with 2 outs and the bases loaded. But it's something that needs to be ironed out because it's proved costly or potentially costly too many times.
Big spot here for Herges. 2-2 count, 2 outs, bases loaded, tied 4-4 as the pitch. Held up is Pyle on the check swing, so the count now runs full.
Got the music blaring, intensity rising.
The 3-2 offering from Herges. He likes what he sees. And that one, swing and a miss, strike 3 call. Herges gets out of it. And we head to the top of the 8th inning, tied at 4. Evan Davis, Adam Beck, the Saints looking to take the lead. All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it'll score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
We welcome you to the top of the 8th inning. The Saints tied at 4 apiece with the Barons. After falling 4-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning, the Saints responded with 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. As Grant Fair still on the mound for the Barons, as Ray Bermudez up to bat, takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Bermudez 0 for 3 tonight with 2 flyouts to center and a line out to third. That one down low for ball 2.
He's now just 2 for 13 in his last 13 plate appearances. And obviously in that stretch has picked up a couple RBIs, had the solo shot against the Foresters in the 9th inning. And could we potentially see another blast?
Be a great time. Is that one low for strike 1? On deck is Adrian Lopez, who hit a rocket off the bat over the left field wall that cut the deficit to 1. As Bermudez holds up in the count now 3-1. You talk about Bermudez's struggles, was really hot to start the year, but just like every baseball player, goes through those stretches. Now 2 for 13. His last 13 at bats with the home run. Just looking to get on base for Mr. Lopez. It's a 3-1. That one fouled back. The count runs full.
Bermudez chasing that one in a hitter's count. That one was low and away. Maybe might have just caught part of the strike zone, but probably a ball. And now has to lock back in here in a full count payoff pitch upcoming.
Ferris will set and fire on the full count. That one runs inside ball 4. That was a beautifully placed off-speed pitch. It looked like it might have gotten the inner half of the plate, but nonetheless, Bermudez on for the first time tonight. And it sets up for Adrian Lopez, who had that rocket off the bat. it was a no-doubter. Not a no-doubter for me. I was trying to figure out if that ball was out or not. We've seen a lot of fly balls at the warning track, but rest assured that one was crushed.
And it's really an interesting thing to note. It went 335 to left, or 355 to left. I was trying, I can't see. You can't see, I can't see. None of us can see.
We're a great duo.
But 355, that was the number? Okay, that was the number. 355 to left field. That home run earlier in this game.
It's the home plate umpire telling the Barons to just relax a little. They've been vocal, as have the Saints. Lopez ahead of the count 1-0. Kind of surprised to see Ferris back on the mound for the 8th inning. Command wasn't really there. Saw a few walks issued. Ended up allowing the tying run to score. A couple pass balls. It's the 2-0 count now to Lopez, who's 2 for 3 in this one. There's another check back to first, and Bermudez in there safely.
You're never going to be able to get a huge lead off the bag at first against a lefty pitcher just because they're going to be facing right at you.
So that one way upstairs on the count, now 3-0.
But at the same time, because they're facing right at you, maybe Ray Bermudez tries to dance a little bit at the bag at first base, give Ferris something to think about.
See the bullpen active for the Barons. Got a few guys warming up as the 3-0. That one down low for ball 4. So Lopez walks on 4 straight pitches and has now reached base in 3 straight at-bats.
And this could be the moment for Nick Lazzara. And we've mentioned this multiple times, right? It feels like this season, the start of the season, just has not gone his way. Everything has been out to get him. He's been snake-bitten in so many different moments and so many different opportunities. Had the single up the middle to start things off today in his first at-bat. Flew out to center in the second, and a fly out to center in his third at-bat that was on the warning track. Such a well-hit ball. But now with 2 on, no outs, here in this 8th inning, this could be the time for Nick Lazzara to finally come through.
Yeah, and that fly out to right center field, just a couple more feet, and that one would have been out. We've seen 11 pitch at bat. He worked. He hit a first pitch single in his first at bat, and then the fly out to deep center field. And you could make an argument maybe 3 for 3 in this game. Just 3 solid at bats, and sometimes the numbers don't tell the story, as Grant Ferris has walked the first 2 batters in the top of the 8th inning, up to 4 walks so far through 1 inning. As Nick Lazzara steps up for the 4th time, 1 for 3. The backstop from Trinity University hits the first pitch he sees. That's going to find a hole in the right center field gap. Coming around to score is 2, and that'll be a 2 RBI doubles. Apologies, only 1 run scores. Lopez quickly behind Bermudez, and he's tagged out at home in a beautiful throw. But nonetheless, the Saints take the lead 5-4, and Nick Lazzara, who's had 4 solid at-bats, gets an RBI double.
And that's just a huge swing, huge moment, huge at-bat, and it really felt like Nick Lazzara just needed 1. Now 2 for 4 in the day, but some base running inconsistencies there, right? You got Ray Bermudez coming around. Do you really need to send Adrian Lopez to bang play at the plate? Zach Freeman doing a really good job getting that ball in from center field. And now Saints up 1 run and have the opportunity to tally a couple more with Lazzara 180 feet away, standing at second, and Josh Livingston, really capable bat, 1 for 3 today here in this moment.
Just a beautiful throw from Freeman, and Lopez was right on Bermudez's tail. So instead of a little insurance run cushion, 1 scores, and the Saints have put up 5 unanswered runs. As now Josh Livingston up ahead of the count 2-0.
And also you got to think about it because Bermudez went for the slide. I don't know if he knew where Lopez was, because maybe if he doesn't slide, he still gets in there, and that allows Lopez to slide in potentially. It just very tough. There wasn't a lot of space. Two guys coming at the same time. Just see Lopez galloping around those bases, really catching up to Bermudez.
And what a breakout game from Lazara. 2 for 4 in this one. Will definitely boost up that batting average. Coming into today, just 2 for 10. Livingston, 1 for 3 in this one with a pop-up single and a strikeout. 2-1 count. That one up high in the count now 3-1. With Lazara dancing at second. Ferris has really struggled in this appearance. Ferris checks back and now will fire a 3-1. That one inside for ball 4, and that's the 5th walk that Ferris has issued through 1 1/3 innings.
And it's good to see the Saints finding success against a lefty, because they have seen so many lefties this year, and they're going to continue to see so many lefties this year. I mean, this lineup normally has about anywhere between 6 to 8 guys in the lineup that are left-handed hitters, and teams are going to match up against that with a slew of lefties. If they're not going to start a lefty, they're going to bring a lefty out of the bullpen. If they're going to start a lefty, then they're going to bring lefties out of the bullpen. It doesn't matter. They're going to throw lefties at this Saints squad to try and match up against them, and it's good to see the Saints able to handle it here, right? They've really worked Ferris deep into counts, have forced now 5 walks from Ferris, and they've capitalized on that too. Now up to 8 hits, 5 runs, and that big play by Lazar, and you can just see him smiling over there, talking to some coaches, just really good piece of hitting. And it's good to see that he's kind of a guy that's starting to turn a corner, because we've mentioned it throughout the year. Trinity University was a lethal on-base machine for them, just hasn't been able to really create things. And you got to wonder, when's that going to happen for Josh Livingston? When's Josh Livingston going to get out of the row? When he's going to get an RBI? So still looking for that to happen, but starting to see signs of life. And once again, the resiliency of this group. After losing 12-11 against the Foresters, they were up by up to 6 runs in that game at one point, up 8-2 early on. And they let things slip. But to come back here, down 4-0 early, have found 5 runs. Put 3 up in the 6th, 1 up in the 7th, 1 up in the 8th, now lead 5-4. This is a good, resilient offense, good, resilient effort top to down, bottom to top, top down. I think top down. Yeah, we'll go with top down. But top down, resilient effort for the Saints squad.
And the Saints chase Grant Ferris out of this one, and entering in is Adrian Blanchett, freshman from Irvine, California, who will be attending USC this fall. Has already appeared in 2 games, 4 innings pitched, 5 Ks, 6 walks, and he'll have to work with some traffic on the base paths with runners on first and second and 1 out. And you wonder if Lopez wasn't sent or didn't run home. We have bases loaded, nobody out, and now a lot more chances to get that all-important second insurance run.
And against a righty, too, which is obviously going to benefit this mostly lefty squad. You do have Peter Worth up on deck, who is right-handed, so maybe that is kind of the mentality here, trying to get an out. But more importantly, Blanchard's a guy that's really struggled so far this season. Has a start in 2 games, 2 appearances for the Barons, but only 4 innings pitched, 9 ERA, 6 walks to 5 strikeouts, has allowed 3 hits. And a huge moment here with 8 and 9 hitters waiting in the wings for the Saints team. And Peter Worth, we've seen him be big in big moments before, driving runners home. Can he do it again?
Walked and scored in his last at-bat. Came around to score on the Cam Conley single. Talk about his first game back from injury. His dad said that elbow's still a little sore, but Peter actually wanted to play in the next game. The coaches just said, we'll settle down for a little bit. And see Blanchett quickly checking in on the runner at second. That's Joey Donnelly. Nick Lazara. Blanchett continues to look back on Lazara. Fires his first pitch. That's outside for ball 1. Saints looking to bounce back after a tough loss in their last game against the Foresters. They were up 8-2, ended up falling 12-11. Responded with 5 unanswered runs here after going down 4-0 early. Peter Worth quickly ahead of the count, 2-0.
And this is somewhere where he kind of needs to be patient, right? Up 2-0, you've got runners on first and second. Livingston over there at first after he drew a walk. And there's already pressure on Blanchett coming into this game in this situation. Take a little meeting here in the middle. Worth gets to collect his thoughts for a second too, but
Blanchett didn't play in his freshman season at USC. I apologize. He's not an incoming freshman. He just didn't make that.
yeah, redshirt freshman.
Redshirt freshman is the word I meant to say. But prior to that, spent 4 years on varsity at Capistrano Christian High School and ranked as the number 29 overall prospect coming out of high school in California, the 12th right-handed pitcher prospect. As he gets strike one, and
more importantly, getting Worth to chase strike one, too. That one was up high, and Worth wanting to really, power a fastball, went chasing for it.
Blanchett looks back on Lazara. As Lazara advances to third, both runners advance. And now 2 runners in scoring position for Peter Worth. The count now even 2-2.
And that's one way to continue to climb the stolen base rankings in the CCL. You tab 2 at one time. Now runners on second and third. Worth, ball in play. That could score 2.
Blanchett looks back on Livingston. Will fire the 2-2. And that one swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. Peter Worth goes down on K's. It'll set up Easton Elliott. Got the Mario Kart audio rolling.
They've got Mario Kart, they've got Wii, they've got a lot of different things here in Compton.
Peter Worth he chased 2 of those strikes, unfortunately. I think maybe just getting back into the swing of things first game after missing a couple. But now puts Easton Elliott in a prime position. 1 for 3 so far, singled in his first at-bat. Grounded out to the pitcher in his second at-bat and struck out looking.
Elliott just shaking his head after that one, realizing, yep, nope, taking all the way. I'm not going to swing at that one. That one was high and inside. He's somebody that's kind of been a versatile piece for the Saints squad. He's appeared at second base. He's appeared as a pinch runner.
He just hits that one off the end of the bat to the second baseman, Dylan Lena. And Adrian Blanchett gets out of it. The Saints put up 1 run in the top of the 8th inning. They lead this one 5-4. Evan Davis, Adam Beck. Saints take the lead. Welcome you to the bottom of the 8th inning, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Saints. As taking the mound in this one will be number 29, Aisa Aokovi from Hawaii and Azusa Pacific University. 10 innings pitched, 12 Ks, 7 walks. And this is his first appearance for the Saints.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing with summer ball. You've obviously got guys coming in late, coming in from wherever, and it's going to be his first appearance. Fastball, slider, changeup for him. Fastball tops out around 88. Slider, 79 to 81 miles an hour, and then that changeup at 74 miles an hour to 77 miles an hour. He was teammates with Tyler Hergis in college, obviously both those guys at Azusa Pacific, and now the Saints going from one Azusa Pacific guy to another here.
From Hawaii, as we mentioned, the 6'3" senior, as he gets ahead 0-1 in his first appearance. That one slapped back. The count quickly 0-2.
Aiden Garcia, it's been an interesting day for him. Just kind of your normal day, 1 for 3. It's got a strikeout, it's got a fly out, singled up the middle in his first at bat. Mentioned he's attending FAU next season after being at Golden West. This is a Barron's team that has a slew of Golden West guys.
That pitch just low and inside. The count now 1-2. The offering on the outer part of the plate. The count runs even 2-2. The Saints lead this one 5-4, bottom of the 8th inning. Down 4-0 heading into the top of the 3rd, and a 3-run 6th inning and runs in the 7th and the 8th inning have propelled in what is now a 5-4 lead. That one's fouled back, so the count remains 2-2. I said in the top of the 4th inning maybe that we've seen a 4-run lead for one team mean nothing, and unfortunately for the Saints, we saw that happen against Santa Barbara, up 8-2, and then to fall 12-11. And we see the resilience from this team. This is the second time that they've come back from down 4 runs. Obviously, the first time against the Conejo Oaks to walk it off at home. And now here they've slowly crept back and now take the lead as that one check swing goes. And the first strikeout for Ahokovi.
And that's a big one, too. Now you, with obviously bottom half of the lineup due up, 6-hitter Maximus Bearbear struck out swinging his first at-bat, flew out to right field, walked in his last plate appearance.
That one upstairs for ball 1.
Deuce Robinson on deck. But you did mention the resiliency, and I think that's going to be the storyline of the season so far for this Saints squad. You hope, if you're a Saints fan, that it continues, right? Finding ways to come back from tough situations, that never give up mentality. I mean, as soon as that ball is launched over the left field fence by Adrian Lopez, you can kind of feel the game change. And that's what happens when you've got power hitters. That's what happens when you've got guys in the lineup. This is a squad that only hit 19 home runs all of last season. Now up to 3 home runs, still early on. And that's another thing you got to think about, right? You're going from swinging a college metal bat for the past, 2-3 months of the season, day in and day out, every single day. And now you go to swinging a wood bat every single day. And you've got it. That takes time to adjust to, and that takes the timing. It's a whole process. Just trying to get into midseason form here, and it's good to see the Saints be able to claw back into games and find their offense.
And 2 up, 2 down for Ahokovi. 2 swing and misses, first strikeouts. It looks like no rust for him. As Berber went down swinging. There's Garcia in that first at-bat.
You know the best thing about Deuce Robinson? Right? We've mentioned, obviously, football player. Caught 16 catches for 351 yards. He hammers this one into left field for a base knock. That's his first hit of the ball game. Now 1 for 3 with a walk. But he also blocked a kick this year on special teams for the Trojans. I mean, this is a guy that true athlete over there at first base now.
That first pitch single to right. I mean, just looking at him from here, it is a big boy that is on first base, 6'6". I believe he weighed in around like 215, 225.
Yeah, you mentioned he was supposed to play tight end, but moved to wide receiver and
Well, not by choice, but when Lincoln Riley tells you to do something,
yeah, you probably do it.
you probably need to do it, just given his incredible track record as a college coach.
That is very fair.
As the 1-0 pitch in there for strike one. Just see the runner advancing to second. Lazara's throw down gets past Easton Elliott, and now Deuce Robinson will head to third. So now a runner 90 feet away, the tying run 90 feet away. You just wonder, if you were in that situation, would you have held back on the throw?
Well, if I'm in the situation, I'm the catcher, I've got a rocket beam attached to my right arm, so I'm making that throw, and it's pinpoint. I'm just kidding. But the truth and the fact of the matter is, if you're Lazar, you probably let him take the base. Because if that ball gets passed and it does there, you've got the runner now at third base, and obviously you can say that in hindsight with full confidence, but as a catcher, your instinct is going to be throw the ball down. Only one guy on base. You're still ahead in the count. Just got to focus on this batter here. At the end of the day, the stolen base doesn't matter.
So now, first little bit of adversity here for Ahokovi, who has 2 strikeouts and a 1-2 count in the pitch. That one fouled back out of play.
Maybe 4th or 5th ball that's seen that baseball field towards our left behind us.
Robert Bueno up, who coming into tonight just 1 hit in 13 at-bats. Had a 4-pitch walk in his first at-bat, struck out swinging, and added another walk in his third at-bat. Fouled that pitch off, and the 1-2 offering again. That one just a bit upstairs. The count runs even 2-2.
It was knocking on the door, though. It was knocking on the door. It was shaking the roof is what it was doing. Really close pitch, but you mentioned going into today, the batting average for Bueno, .077.
The 2-2 way upstairs, and now the count runs full.
I think it was actually knocked by it on that shoulder, so a hit by pitch. So now runners on the corners for a hitter that's already done some damage in this ball game in Raymond Jenkins.
First hit had the 3-run RBI triple. Struck out swinging and struck out looking in his last 2 at-bats respectfully. As runners at the corners now, bottom of the 8th inning, Saints lead this one 5-4. And Raymond Jenkins has a chance to tie this one up. The tying run just 90 feet away is the first pitch outside for ball 1.
Jenkins taken all the way. He's locked in here. We mentioned the 3 RBI triple earlier, the 2 strikeouts in back-to-back plate appearances. Now runners on the corner, big spot here in this ball game. Saints 5-4 lead.
And a huge swing and a miss from Jenkins. He wanted to send that to a similar area that Lopez did. Had his first pitch just go off the first hit, go off the edge of his bat and find that area in right field as the 1-1. Another swing and a miss for Jenkins. So Ahokovi works back into a 1-2 count.
And he's looked really good attacking the outside half of the plate, especially to these right-handed hitters. Here, Jenkins, the righty, against the righty in Ahokovi. And continue to pepper the outside. Don't give Jenkins something that he can really get his hands around and feel comfortable hitting.
The 1-2 on its way, and that one just outside. Lazara keeps that one in front of him, so the count runs even at 2.
And obviously a right-handed pitcher, you're not going to be able to see first base, but you are going to see Deuce Robinson over there at third. So it adds a little bit more pressure here and probably is kind of in that mindset of Ahokovi of like, there is pressure on the base paths, something else to think about, see if he can center himself back here.
The 2-2 on its way, and that one pelted out of play, so they'll do it again. Jenkins putting together a really solid at-bat, as did Robert Bueno.
And it's a couple times today, Jenkins obviously with the triple down the right field line, but he's on purposely looked to go the other way. Maybe you try and go in on the hands, try and get something inside, something where he really cannot go the other way, almost has to chop at it to make contact. look for Covey to maybe attack there.
The 2-2 on its way, and Jenkins holds up, so the count runs full. And after 2 quick outs via the strikeout, might see bases loaded. It was a Deuce Robinson single to left field on the first pitch he saw. A hit by pitch on Robert Bueno, and now Raymond Jenkins from Cerritos College. 3-2 as the runner goes, and that one swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. 3 outs for Rahul Covey, 3 strikeouts, and he gets out of any damage. The Saints head to the top of the 9th inning, up 5-4. We head to the top of the 9th inning. The Saints leading this one 5-4. Evan Davis, Adam Beck, and it's the top of the order handling business for the Saints. And on the mound is Jonathan Largaspada from Long Beach State, the junior. Looking to keep this a 1-run game for the Barons as the first pitch slapped foul out of play.
He might be trying to keep it a 1-run game for the Barons, but the only problem is he's got to deal with 1, 2, 3 in the Saints lineup. And today, I mean, it started with Jacob Shart. He's been phenomenal. 1 for 2, 2 walks, has reached base in 3 of his 4 plate appearances. He's got Cam Conley behind him, who singled and brought in a run last time he was up. And Joey Donnelly has struggled today, but 1 for 4 has had some success in recent games. And this is definitely a dangerous top 1, 2, 3 in this lineup.
As that pitch outside, the count now runs to 2-1.
And Shart, after his single to left in his 3rd at-bat, now on a 5-game hit streak. He's only struck out once in his last 18 plate appearances.
Grounds that one to the second baseman. Lena will get that one on to first. So 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. The Saints looking for a bounce-back win after a disappointing loss at Santa Barbara.
And disappointing might be the most understatement out there, because it was just heartbreaking. It was almost like the entire life had been sucked out of the soul of the team by the 9th inning. You even had the home run to come within a run, and then you had the game-tying run 90 feet away in back-to-back innings in the 8th and the 9th. It was such a tough one to watch, especially from the sidelines, helplessly watching.
Put him in, coach.
Yeah, put me in, coach.
He's ready. As the 1-0 on the outside, and the count now 2-0, and Cam Conley had the tying single to left field with 2 outs. Previous 2 at-bats he had struck out. One swinging, one looking, had the fly out to center field as that one way inside. The count now 3-0, and waiting in the on-deck circle is first baseman Joey Donnelly, who's 1 for 4 in this one.
Conley has still reached base safely in every game of the season with that RBI single last time up. Now on a 7-game on-base streak, and it's not always been pretty in the 2-hole for Cam Conley, but he's been consistent and has consistently found ways to get on base. Even if he's not necessarily putting the best swings on, it doesn't always look like the game is trying to be in favor for him. But he finds ways to be productive no matter what. And it's really impressive in the 2-hole coming today, batting .280 on the year. But he's been better than that.
As the 3-1 slap to the second baseman, Lena makes a great off-balance throw. So 2 outs, and both have come right at Dylan Lena, who's made 2 great plays. He's been really good all night defensively.
Yeah, he's been a rock defensively. Started off with a couple pop outs, catching those in short right field, and now is being tested with some ground outs, and he's been up to the challenge. There's a reason he's probably the best player on this Barons roster in terms of productivity early on in this year. In terms of hitting, the batting average we mentioned led the team coming into the game in batting average, and has been a rock defensively over there at second base on an island.
Seen a lot of activity for him, pop-ups, ground-outs as Donnelly swings at the first pitch he sees.
Donnelly trying to continue his doubles streak, his 3 doubles in his last 2 games. Trying to push that to 3 games. An extra base hit here would do that.
It's the 0-1 offering. That one in there for strike 2, and Larga Espada quickly dominating through this 1-2-3. Joey Donnelly, 1 for 4 as we mentioned, had a fly out to left, a ground out to short, single to right, and a ground out to second as the 0-2 just outside for ball 1. A great take from Donnelly. Saints looking to pick up another win on the season. Trying to, as we mentioned, bounce back after a tough loss as the 1-2 down low. The count now runs even at 2.
Has not been Donnelly's day so far. 1 for 4. Had the single in his 3rd at bat, but he's somebody that is just finding his way into the Saints rotation no matter what, and swings through that one.
Swing and miss on the foul tip, and Larga Espada gets 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Saints up 5-4, looking to close things out. Evan Davis, Adam Beck, bringing you Saints baseball. All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it'll score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0, top of the 1st inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the games outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound. Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the 3rd base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Carrillo didn't get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the 1st inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
We welcome you to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Saints leading this one 5-4, looking to pick up their 5th win on the season. And looking to do that is Braden Sanford making his first appearance for the team from Oral Roberts University, the 6'4" sophomore from Tulsa, Oklahoma, 27 1/3 innings, 7.57 ERA, but looking to get things going here in this collegiate summer season.
Yeah, you mentioned coming in from Oral Roberts, taking some time to get here. His freshman year allowed a .310 opponent batting average. Didn't appear in the Norman Regional or the Summit League tournament. Hasn't pitched since mid-May, May 14th at Missouri State. So it's been a little bit of a while since he's seen competitive action.
And just like how the Saints started the top of the 9th inning, the Barons will start the bottom of the 9th inning with 1-2-3, and Tyre Rodriguez to lead things off is quickly behind 0-2. Talked out from Dartmouth. Struck out looking his first at-bat, advanced to first on an error, so currently 0 for 3 with a walk. His 5th at-bat as that one in there. Strike 3, Braden Sanford, 3 straight strikes to start the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, absolutely clinical right there. That time going low for the punch-out pitch. Now he's got Zach Freeman to worry about, the sneaky center fielder from Ohio State.
Zach Freeman has really made an impact defensively as well in this game. Had that nice snag on the warning track, robbing Nick Lazara of at least extra bases. And we talked with Aiden Pollock. Unfortunately, the audio wasn't there, but Pollock was just saying how everyone in the dugout was just wowed as Sanford opens up the bottom of the 9th inning with 5 straight strikes.
That's what the Saints want from their pitchers, especially coming out of the pen. Strike throwers.
As that one grounded to second. Easy play for Easton Elliott, and quickly 2 up, 2 down to open the bottom half of the 9th inning.
And, you know, baseball is, in a way, a poetic game, but it really is poetry that probably the best player on this Barons roster, down 1, a 5-4 ball game, has an opportunity in the last out of the game to keep his team in it. Dylan Lena has been so good this season. Mentioned the 4-double game. Yes, 4 doubles in one game earlier this year for Lena. Now has an opportunity to keep this game going for the Barons.
7 straight strikes thrown by Sanford. Lena has yet to record a hit in this one. Reached on base with a walk in his previous at-bat. That's now 8 straight strikes for Sanford as Lena quickly behind 0-2. And the payoff pitch, that one way inside. Lena just got out of the way. And that's the first ball issued from the Oral Roberts pitcher. As the 1-2, that one's check swing. He got him. And the throw on to first, Lena arguing with the home plate umpire. And that'll do it. The Saints bounce back after a tough loss at Santa Barbara, respond with 5 unanswered runs, win this one 5-4, move to 5-2 on the season. Just what a win.
Yeah, what a win. And you mentioned it was really about coming back from that loss and showing that this team had something. And they were down 4-0 early in the second inning, but found a way offensively with 3 runs in the 6th, a run in the 7th, and a run in the 8th. But how about the pitching? Tyler Hergers coming in, closing the door. Then you had Covey come in. He left the bases loaded, stranded, and then Braden Sanford, an absolutely clinical 9th inning. 3 up, 3 down, couple strikeouts. Just really impressive stuff from the pitching staff, but also the offense to respond.
Yeah, we see Trajan Lee mentioned 8 Ks, and then 3 from Hergers make that 11. Sanford opened up with 2 Ks, so now we're at 13, and then Comey, 14 strikeouts in total from this Saints pitching staff, and just what a resilient win. They were down early, 4-0, didn't allow a run, only allowed 1 hit after that second inning. Just great response. A couple errors in the infield, but nonetheless, they walk away with a win. They'll be back at home tomorrow, face that team from San Diego. Unfortunately, we don't make the trip to San Diego, but they will come to us. And any final thoughts you have, Adam?
Yeah, I just think it was really a big win for the Saints squad because you had to get back. They were playing really good baseball early on in the year, and it's always good, right? You start off with 4 in a row, and then you move to 4-1, and then you get another one, and you lose, and you're just trying to continue the momentum. And after the tough loss, it was how would they respond, and they responded, even down late, down early, punched in the gut from the start, found a way, and this got to be a huge one for the boys. Just trying to regroup, regather, and they've got a big one tomorrow, the San Diego Sunrays. They're going to have this Academy Barons team again later in the week. They're going to see a lot of them. So good win to kind of start to feel out this Academy Barons team. They're going to see them 9 times this season. So first of 9, 1-0 in the win column against the Barons.
And a nice win. The pitching doing its job. Started with Trajan Lee, as we mentioned, with those 8 strikeouts. Team finished with a total of 14, but that'll do it from the LMLB Youth Academy Stadium here in Compton, California. Thank you to our producer, David Matamoros. Thank you very much for doing your job. I hope I didn't butcher your last name. Please get an easier one next time. Adam Beck, Evan Davis, we thank you for joining us. The Saints win 5-4, move to 5-2 in the standings, and we'll be back at home tomorrow. We'll see you then.